say I love you, I say, my boyfriend is next. So I mean, does Mandy even know? Mandy's not here. What's that? It means it's the truth. Man, I'm having a lot of trouble understanding.
Well, maybe we should watch this PSA.
I agree.
Called
Understanding Human Relationships. Written by Katie Fraser. Written by Michael Joel. Give them a big hand, goodbye.
Hello, and welcome back to Understanding Human Relationships, this too. We are all so glad you have decided to continue your study in human relationships. As you know, these DVDs are designed to help you demystify any human relationship. As I'm sure you remember, my name is Dr. Jones, and my colleagues and I have worked very hard to compile all the data for these studies. We have also been stepping into the role of guides for your journey through interpersonal relationships. In order to make sure we're all on the same page, how about a review of the relationships we explored in the first disc? Take it away, Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. On the first leg of our clarifying journey, we took a look at 3 interpersonal relationships. The first was that of a typical older woman, Tal, and her male adult son, Max. The second was between 2 American teenage girls, Asgood. The third was between the typical American customer, Tack, and the typical American barista, Pat.
Thank you so much for the recap. Now that we're all on the same page, I think we can jump right into the work. Dr. Williams, will you please introduce the relationships we're about to explore in this edition of Understanding Human Relationships?
Of course, Dr. Jones. The 3 relationships that will be presented for you in this DVD are that of the typical American heterosexual relationship, your father and his young daughter, and the non-familial fraternal affection.
Thank you so much, Dr. Williams. Now, I think it's about time we get started. Please, be observant so you may be better able to see these relationships in your own lives and be better prepared for the challenges they may pose to you. And remember, all of this work is for you. And above all, you can trust us.
Because we are all real doctors. American heterosexual couple. Here, we see them in their natural habitat, the bedroom. It is here that the most complex inner workings of the typical American heterosexual relationship take place. Let's watch.
Hey! Want to take it out with me?
Sure, that sounds really nice. Notice how eager the typical American male, or man, is to get the typical American female, or cat, into the bed. Pay special attention to the way he bounds into the bed as she lays down, makes several circles, we find the most comfortable position, and lays her head on her lap. Very interesting.
This is really nice. I feel like we haven't done this in a long time. Just laid down together, just the 2 of us.
Yeah, sure. Me too.
I'm really glad to hear you say that, because lately I've just been feeling like,
Oh my god. Do you know what time it is?
As the Tack begins to talk about her feelings about the situation at hand and about their relationship as a whole, the Tam immediately changes subject. This change in subject matter is abrupt and seemingly comes out of nowhere. This is a tactic that the Tam uses often in a typical American heterosexual relationship to talk when in relation to talking about anything to do with feelings.
what?
It's time for Sports Center! Can I watch it? Please, can I watch it?
Max, I thought we were gonna lie down in the bed together, just the 2 of us.
But it's Sports Center! Can I please watch it? Please.
See how the typical American male punctuates his pleading with a strategic up and down. by appearing adorable and tugging at their heartstrings. This gesture is employed generously in a typical American heterosexual relationship by both a typical American male and female.
Isn't that show on like 5 times a day? Can you just watch it another time? This is really important to me.
No other time, no other time, no other time. I gotta watch it now, gotta watch it now.
Fine. The Tam has gotten what he wanted, but the Tat is not pleased with what has occurred. In the following, observe how the typical American male has trouble sitting still with excitement. He's alert and focused on the television. Also observe how the typical American female becomes decreasingly interested in the television program and increasingly angry at the Tam, possibly unaware. Eventually, the Tam decides that he is bored with the television program and wants to engage the Tat in recreational romantic activity.
Hey!
Notice how the typical American male begins to nudge the Tat with his head, asserting in a playful way what he wants, and also how he can get it. See how the typical American female remains unmoved by this display.
I most definitely do not want to play.
But come on, have fun.
Here, the typical American male is employing the puppy dog eyes that we discussed earlier.
Oh, I hate how I can't say no to you.
With the verbal cue in the affinitive, the typical American male first begins to pant, then kiss, then bite and tongue the typical American female as they begin their recreational romantic activity. In the interest of time and modesty, we will
Why did you bite that little boy's arm? Do you think that biting him was socially appropriate? Do you hear me? I know you do. I think that the next time we play with others, we have to remember that expressing our feelings of anger by biting isn't a correct emotional response. Alright. I think we've had a good talk here. Why don't you go back to play, and on the way home, we will stop for ice cream.
Ice cream! Ice cream! Ice cream! Ice
Oh, Jenny, we just talked about this.
Wow. What an interesting look at the modern American parenting style, or, as we anthropologists like to call, naps. Let's rewind a bit, shall we? We have a case of Maps, done right. Rich, our modern American father, or Map, uses positive language to show his affection for Jenny, our young modern American daughter. He uses words such as
Sweetheart, sugar muffin, pumpkin, darling.
The Map uses these words not only to reinforce his affection for his Why-Mat, but also uses them in conjunction with the positive message that he wants to instill in her. For example,
And remember what we talked about treating the other children with compassion and respect. I want you to make believe in a pleasant way.
so far the Map is doing well with his maps. Let's fast forward a bit to where we see the modern American parenting style begin to fall apart. Notice how the Map uses the same language when he's trying to discipline his wife.
Sweetheart, sugar muffin, pumpkin, darling.
This confuses the message of the correction that he is trying to give her. Also, his use of lofty ideas and language actually confuses his why mad and prevents her from comprehending the message. For example,
We have discussed what appropriate social behavior is. Do you think that biting that boy's arm was socially appropriate?
Or,
I think that next time that we play with others, we have to remember that expressing our feelings of anger by biting is not a correct emotional response.
this results in the YMAD having a blurred sense of right and wrong and a spoiled, rotten attitude.